Yeah, they're all very hard games early in the season, and the Hawks won't be easy. It should be a very exciting game, though.
And you must have been happy with the way the boys responded and really came back. They looked like they were pretty switched on for this start of the year.
I don't think we were switched on for the whole game, but I think that Essendon looked like they had more run in their legs and they played particularly well. But our guys at the end again showed that they wanted to win more than the opposition, and we played some good footy in the last quarter to get over the line.
That's the sort of expectation, though, isn't it? First game, guys aren't tuned in straight away from the start, and you hope that they do make that comeback after the half-time break.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's it's a really difficult game, the first game. The second game's not that much easier, so it can go either way. We have to just recover from the game last week and hopefully play our best footy.
Is the expectation an improvement in the stoppages? Bombers got you earlier on Friday night. Hawthorn's a very good side around the clearances.
Yeah, that's one area we have to do a lot better at. They were clearly better than us on the weekend. I think they beat us by probably more than any other side's beaten us in the last 3 years. So, yeah, it's an area we have to improve.
Was the way you were able to run out the game a bit of a vindication of your pre-season? There were a few eyebrows raised with bringing the old guys back a bit late. Yeah,
I was a bit nervous over three-quarter time. I didn't know which way it was going to go, but no, it's not a vindication really. It's one game of footy, and you've got to be able to back it up this week.
Mark, I know it's a difficult subject, but can we take it that you won't be getting a subscription to the Gold Coast Bulletin in a hurry?
No, well, it's pretty cheeky really. It just puts more pressure on Gary. It's a little bit sort of outside the rules and the ethical sort of boundaries of the industry we're in, really.
Did you just feel like as a club you guys had to, with Brian, make a stand and make the point that it wasn't on?
And on Gary's behalf too. I don't think Gary really wants to be posted up as a Gold Coast player just yet.
Have you spoken to Gary about it? What's his take on it?
No, look, to be honest, I didn't know about it until late yesterday, and I had some things to do last night, so I haven't spoken to Gary about it.
Mark, have you accepted the claims that the footy club had nothing to do with it?
Our footy club?
At the Gold Coast Football Club?
I got no idea, yeah.
Has it gone from the sublime to ridiculous now, Mark, and will it keep going worse until something is said by Gary, a decision is made, or will it just keep degenerating into these sort of little tit-for-tat type things?
I don't think Gold Coast will be as cheeky as that again.
Sorry. What's the club's stance on it now? There's talk of maybe legal action. What's the next court of action for the club?
Yeah, probably better talking to Brian Cook rather than me about that. I'm the footy coach. I don't know much about what we're doing outside of playing.
Is there a danger that it becomes a distraction for the boys as it continues to degenerate, as was said?
No, not for this week against Hawthorn. We're going to, we're just going to lock in, and we've got a review today, and we're going to try and come up with a plan to beat Hawthorn. So it won't be a distraction this week.
On the footy then, Mark, did you have a look at Hawthorn last Saturday, and what's your take on them from last year to this year?
Look, they played particularly well. They looked like they had a lot of run and refocused, and they'll be hard to beat. That's all right. It should be a great game, and we've got a great history against each other, so it should be a big crowd. Easter Monday, MCG, doesn't get much better.
And how have the boys pulled up with the 10-day break? I think there was a bit of concern about Milburn late Friday night with his hamstring, and maybe Mackie with a calf.
Mackie only got a corky, so he should be fine, and Darren I haven't heard. I think he had a scan late yesterday, and again I had something to do last night, so I haven't found out yet.
Mark, I know there's lots of good players in this game, but Buddy's one of the really exciting ones. Who do you like for him maybe first up?
It'll be a mix of Lonigan, Taylor and Scarlett. And we're really pleased with the way Tommy Lonigan played, and all our defenders. I don't think we had one goal kick against our tall defenders last week, so they're in good form.
I was going to say Lonigan. We spoke about Tom Lonigan last week, and you said how you liked his pre-season, and showed through at stages on Friday night.
It did. I'm really glad for him, and again, it's only one game. He better stand up this week too, otherwise there'll be pressure.
Mitch Duncan's first up performance. I think you said on a Melbourne radio station last night there'd be no guarantees that debutants would get second up cracks, but what did you make of Mitch, and will we see him in round two?
Again, it's a bit early to tell, but yeah, we're impressed with him. We think he's got a great future at the club, and that's the reason why he was picked. He's just really excelled over summer and shown us that he's going to have a long career at the Cats, and we're pleased to play him, and whether he gets a game this week or not, I'm not too sure.
All reports had James Podsiadly playing very well in the VFL practice match against North Ballarat on the weekend. He keeps putting his hand up.
Yeah, he kicked 6 goals, 5, so he'd have to be a chance to play. And look, we put him on the senior list and rookied him to play him, and at some stage we'll have to do it.
Are you surprised what you've seen in the last 4 or 5 weeks of James, Mark, that he wasn't picked up in previous drafts? I mean, he's had his hand up there a couple of times.
Yeah, it's just a funny situation because we actually got him to play in our VFL side based on appointing him as a fitness coach. So, when we had a real good close look at him, we thought, well, this guy we think he could probably play AFL footy, and age really is no barrier. And we decided to do it, and we're looking forward to see the results of it, whether it works or not.
And it's sort of a vindication now of where people have said the game's going in for you guys draft time in regards to Barlow on the weekend for Fremantle. We see James coming up and coming through well. We're going to see more of that, aren't we? Those VFL 23, 24-year-old players being looked at. Yeah,
I like the idea. I like the concept. Sometimes you recruit the young ones and you got to put 4 years into them, and sometimes you don't get the results. But we've got 2, I think. Harry Taylor and Matthew Stokes were both mature age players from other competitions, and it just shows that the other competitions are doing things right. And I think in the future, we'll recruit more of those types.
A couple of injuries you've got, obviously. Trav Varco, how's that thumb coming along?
It's still in plaster, so he's still a way off. I think we said 6 to 8 weeks, and so what's that? I don't know, maybe another 4 weeks to go.
Max Brooks knee?
He'll probably play this week in the VFL, so a good sign.